Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Praise Chirulele from Zimbabwe, and I'm here with my colleague Evans Tarimo, and we are the non-affirmative side standing against the motion, should gene editing, for example, CRISPR, be allowed for non-therapeutic enhancements? So we all know that gene editing has revolutionized science, especially in the medical community, by treating so many diseases. But however, the controversial question now arises is that should we allow gene editing for non-therapeutic enhancements? So CRISPR is a gene editing technique that uses bacterial defense system to modify DNA in living organisms, and non-therapeutic enhancements refer to those changes to an existing condition. These enhancements may be cosmetic, cognitive, physical, or any other improvements that are not directly related to health. Today, we will elaborate on these concerns and demonstrate why the potential dangers outweigh the speculative benefits in non-therapeutic enhancement using gene editing technologies. As the negative team, we stand firmly against the motion, and we argue that while advancement in gene editing technologies have shown immense promise in combating diseases, extending these techniques to non-therapeutic enhancement pose significant risks that we simply cannot ignore. The bigger question is, ladies and gentlemen, where do we draw the line between good gene editing and evil gene editing? I believe non-therapeutic enhancement is where we draw the line. There are so many debates on where we draw the line between good science and playing God. Research has published that there people have concerned on the social ethics impact which come with manipulating human germline, including the potential misuse of gene editing to create what we call designer babies who have the parents' desired characteristics. This comes with a whole lot of concern about consent because we are altering embryos here, ladies and gentlemen, and the individuals affected are simply not here because they are simply not yet born. This breaches the right to informed consent in these individuals. Another issue is the social inequality that gene editing of non-therapeutic enhancement brings about. Due to the cost of gene therapy, access to this advanced technique will be only limited to rich people. This will create a new form of genetic classicism, where enhanced individuals have better opportunities in education, employment, and sports, further discriminating those people who cannot have access to this enhancement, who will face social stigmatization and reduced opportunities, further entrenching the existing inequalities that we already have in our society. There are so many unintended consequences that come with gene editing. For example, CRISPR has shown to cause so many off-target effects, causing alteration in the unintended part of the genome, leading to so many potential health risks. An example is the high GNQ risk. A scientist who created HIV-resistant twins, he raised alarms about the twins displaying unintended genetic changes, highlighting the risk of gene editing. Another case is the Jesse Gelsinger case, the first death in gene therapy, who died of an immunogenic reaction to the vector that was used to deliver the gene-edited cells. Ladies and gentlemen, this further highlights our argument that it is only reasonable for us to use gene editing on ill patients who have no options and are likely to pass away, rather than on perfectly healthy individuals where risks outweighs the benefits. Another unintended consequence is genetic homogeneity, which is brought about by selective enhancement, which causes our population to be the same and leading to increased susceptibility to pandemics and other environmental changes. Hence, meaning that one day, as the humankind, we might actually be extinct. There are also so many psychological implications that come with gene editing for non-therapeutic enhancement, as people may become pressurized to undergo enhancement to meet societal standards. An example is the case of Josiah Zayner, the first biohacker who modified his muscle growth using CRISPR-Cas9. After his action, so many people tried to modify their genes for good cosmetic appearances. And this, he highlighted that it will end up causing someone to have significant and unfavorable health conditions. There are also so many identity issues that will arise from this, as people with genetical modification have often been seen to grapple with feelings of authenticity and self-worth. There are also so many uneven regulation in gene editing technologies, and this can lead to what we call gene editing terrorism, where individuals may seek enhancements in countries with weak regulatory frameworks, for example, some countries in Africa. We have seen over the years so many reports of rogue IVF and germline therapy clinics, with people traveling to so many countries, for example, China, for surrogacy and sex selection practices which have been outlawed. There are so many illegal gray areas, ladies and gentlemen, with gene editing technologies, and we will see so many numerous reports of unauthorized gene editing that are happening. I will leave this part to my colleague Evans to rebut the arguments of the affirmative.
Hi everyone, and I'm Evans from Tanzania, and I'll be rebutting on the points made by the affirmative side, starting with the first argument that enhancing human potential and quality of life. They claim from the affirmative side that genetic editing technologies like CRISPR can safely enhance human cognitive and physical traits, resulting in a smarter, stronger, and healthier population. This claim relies heavily on successes made on the animal studies, which were done in the controlled laboratory environment. However, some of the studies which were done by Thunberg and Bradley in 2018 demonstrated that CRISPR can induce significant off-target mutations and complex genomic rearrangements. The other argument that was made by the affirmative side is that reducing inequalities and boosting society. They claim that non-therapeutic genetic enhancements will level the socioeconomic playing field by eliminating inherent genetic disadvantages, leading to greater economic productivity and social equality. Historically, this evidence indicates that advances in medical interventions are typically accessible only to those with substantial financial resources. As it was noted by the Lender 2015, in New England Journal of Medicine, such intervention tend to widen the social disparities rather than to close them. So the expectation that genetic enhancement will reduce the inequality is overly optimistic and may exacerbate the existing divides. The other argument that was made by the affirmative side is that genetic editing as a natural extension of human evolution. They claim that non-therapeutic genetic enhancements represent a natural progression in human evolution comparable to using vaccines and prosthetics to improve human life is completely wrong. Unlike these vaccines and prosthetics, which restore or compensate for the loss of function, non-therapeutic genetic enhancements involve permanent heritable changes to human genome. The Non-Field Council of Bioethics in 2018 warned there is irreversible modification, which carry unknown long-term risk, challenging the notion that such intervention are merely a natural extension of evolutionary progress. The other argument that was made by the affirmative side is regulation can manage ethical and safety concerns. This is completely wrong because, as we have seen from the case of He Jiankhan, who tried to edit the embryo genes so to create an HIV-resistant twins, this was done under presence of guidelines. There are existing guidelines guiding these technologies. This shows that despite the presence of the regulatory frameworks, still these unethical enhancements can be done in the human population. The other argument that was made by the affirmative side and the last argument is preparing human for future challenges. There was a claim that genetic enhancements are essential for adapting for future challenges such as space colonization and climate change by creating a more resilient human species. Let me tell you, these future-oriented benefits remain highly speculative with no concrete evidence that be feasible. So generally, these are just speculations with no proof that they can be done in the natural environment. So winding up this debate, we have seen some of the arguments we are proposing to oppose this motion. So true progress lies in using genetic editing responsibly for therapeutic purposes, namely to cure diseases and to improve lives ethically. So for these reasons, we strongly oppose the motion that non-therapeutic genetic enhancements should be used for human population. Thank you.